Hello, this is Mr. Glenn again. This is Driving Math because math drives me. I really appreciate the time that you're giving me to kind of explain to you what's going on here. And today we're going to be talking about multiplying and dividing fractions. And the first part of that is that we're going to just look at the two fractions. You have 8 over 3 times 7 over 4, right? And so what we want to do is we want to look to see, let me change this real quick. Okay. I'm going to look at it like this. We're going to look at it as 4 over 7. Okay. So we're going to look and see if 8 and 7 have any greatest common factors. And I talked about that on the last video, the previous video to this one, what a greatest common factor is. And that would be a no. Now look at 3 and 4. Do they have any common factors? That's a no. And so because it's a no to both of them, I'm simply going to multiply straight across, meaning 8 times 4, which is 32, and then 3 times 7 is 21. So my answer becomes 32 over 21, but that's considered an improper fraction. And I want to change it to where it's in simplest form. Well, that is also considered simplest form, but another way to write that is as a mixed number. And I am going to take 32, plug it in inside the division. That's considered my dividend. This is my divisor, and my answer is going to be my quotient. 21 goes into 32 one time. 1 times 21 is 21. I'm going to subtract 32 minus 21. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 1. Therefore, I have 11 left. So it simply is 1 and 11 over 21 would be my answer. Okay. Next, I'm moving to very much a similar problem, but as you can see, you know, they have some things that are already in common, right? You see the 21 is diagonal from 21, so we're going to reduce diagonally. So you have 21, 21, and we're going to look for the greatest common factor between those two, and they are 21. And that leaves us with 1. And then we look at 10 and 25. We're going to reduce both of those by the greatest common factor, which is 5. And so this is left to be 2, and this is left to be 5. So we'll rewrite the problem as 1 over 2 times 5 over 1. And what do we equal? What does it equal? 5 over 2. And we can break it down even further. We have 5 divided by 2. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 1, so that's 2 and 1/2. And that's the answer to that problem. So not too much different than from those two. Now, the third one is a little bit different because these are mixed numbers multiplied by another mixed number. Okay, and so what I try to do is at least get an estimate of what it might be to see if my answer is even right or even close to being right. I look at and try to round 6 1/3. I would round 6 1/3 to maybe 6 1/2, or just a whole number. I could round it to be 6. I round 4 1/4 to be 4, and so I got 6 times 4, which is 24. So my answer should be somewhere around there. But before that, after that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to Texas it. See, makes a little Texas sign. And I have 3 times 6 plus 1 over 3. Give me a little space right there. And I got 3 times 6, which is 18. 18 plus 1, 19. So it's 19 over 3. I do the exact same thing here. I'm going to Texas it. I'm doing 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. I'll just write it out so you can see what I did. So I end up with 17 over 4. And so I look to see if I can reduce anything. I can't. Okay. There's nothing that I can reduce diagonally. So I would do 19 times 17, right? 9 times 7 is 63, carry my 6. 7 times 1, right? 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is 13. Placeholder, that's 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 1 is 1. I'm going to add these together. That's 3, 12, carry my 1, that's 323. So I have 323 over 3 times 4, which is 12. And depending on the circumstances, I could leave it like that. But I'm going to write it in as a mixed number. 12 goes into 32, 2 times, that's 24. Subtract, that gives me 8. Okay. 12 goes into 83. Well, 12 times 7 is 84, so it would have to be 6, which gives us 72, which is subtracting it 11. So my answer would be 26, 11 over 12. So not quite 24, but it's not too far from it. So you know that you're on the right page. So we thank you so much for tuning in again to Driving Math, because math drives me. Man, I'm gonna get that right in one of these videos. But I really appreciate you tuning in. And then please subscribe so that you can get all the videos that I have that helps you with your math. And if you need tutoring, let me know. Just put it in. Just send me an email, right? And if you have any questions, put them in the comment sections, or you can email me as well at that time. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.